Yes, thank you, Megan, for the presentation. And yes, I'm Julia. I also I work with the team at the Canada Research Chair on digital textualities, which develops Stylo. Stylo is developed at the chair, so that's why I'm here. And yeah, as I think you may know, Stylo is a text editor. It's specifically designed for authors of academic texts in the humanities. Stylo is also a tool, but also a research project. Is developed in a research context. This project stems from the idea that writing environments and writing practices are objects and actions actually charged with meaning. So we are thinking about the meaning of writing environments. We think that they are meaningful and have an influence on the final written product, even if the same writing environment and practices are often considered trivial. So Stylo is a reflection on how these writing practices are less trivial than we think. In this sense, Stylo is designed to facilitate and to reflect about the semantic structuring of a text, not only on the graphic structuring. This is why we want to build a collective reflection on the meaning and values brought by writing environments. The semantic structuring, according to the theoretical model embodied by Stylo, the semantic structuring of a text is a crucial part of the writing process, and its structuring work is therefore placed in the hands of those who directly write the text to think about the structure of their text. As a research project and a tool, Stylo therefore proposes a true collective reflection on the production of meaning in the humanities. And by the notion of semantic structuring, I mean the division of the text into paragraphs and title, etc., but also the structuring of metadata, which defines the document we are writing, and also the bibliographical data. Indeed, all these elements help to define the nature of the text to which they refer. They therefore, like these structuring elements, they help to frame the field of knowledge in which the text we write are inscribed. This is why Stylo pays attention to metadata, bibliographical structuring, and text structuring. Okay, so I think but you have in the chat exactly like the link for the to the presentation. But the principle of the Stylo philosophy is are the attention, as I said, to the structuring process, the attention to give to the authors of text and editors the control of the structuring process, and to pay attention to remodel the writing practices for scholars in humanities. We want a tool, a text editor that is adapted to writing practices in humanities. For the brief history, as I said, Stylo is developed at the Canada Research Chair on digital textualities here at the University of Montreal. And the project was created in 2017 from Marcello Vitali Rosati. And it was his personal project, his personal text editor, because he wanted to develop something who corresponded to the practices in humanities. And then we decided that the people that were working at the chair at this time decided to that this project was meaningful and needed to be more publicized and more valorized in a larger scale. Right now we have different partners with Stylo, and Stylo implements the publishing chain of different scholar journals such as Humanité Numérique, Nouvelle Vue, Sciences Publiques, etc. Nouvelle Vue is at the University of Montreal. Sciences Publiques is at the University of Montreal and is based in Paris as well. And Humanité Numérique is based in France. At the heart of Stylo, there are three pivotal formats. We were saying, yes, we want to structure text, but how to do it? We decided to, but Stylo is based on three formats: the Markdown format for the body text, to structure the paragraph, the titles, and classes we will see, images, etc., links, etc. BibTeX is for the bibliography, for exactly is structuring bibliography, and YAML is for metadata, which means the name of the authors, the date of the text, the abstract, etc. All the data that are useful to describe and define the text we are writing. I don't know if you are familiar with Markdown, but we chose because Stylo implements Markdown, YML, and BibTeX because they are easily readable, and they can be implemented quite easily by a public which is not a technician, a public which is in humanities. So I propose you to watch, to have a quick look to the Markdown syntax. Markdown was thought and created for note-taking, quick writing, etc. So it's a text, it's a format text which is quick to write and to understand and to learn. With Markdown, for example, this is just an example, we can mark titles, different levels of titles, such as in HTML, like the title H1, like the most important title of the document, is with just one hash. The title, the subtitle, the title level 2 is with 2 hash, and the title level 3, which is with 3 hashes. I think you understood the logic. We can make lists, ordered list, etc. Why this format? We will have a look at Markdown later in the Stylo platform. And why Markdown? Because exactly because it's transparent. It's just plain text, so we can see the tags we are writing. And this is not the case for example, other interfaces, for example, Word, Google, etc., which are great for presentation. Like we can see a good example of how of the attention of the presentation of the work to the formatting of the text, but it's not. We can see the semantic tags that make the text look in a certain way. With Markdown, we can. So there's attention to the semantic part of the tagging practice, and this implies simplicity and rigor, because if a structuring format is simple to use, then it will be used, and then our document will be structured in a specific format. It can help also the digital literacy, because since Markdown is a format that can be used in different platforms, this means that once we have learned Markdown, we are able to use different platforms as well. And this is important. The use of a standard format is important also for durability. It's just plain text, so Markdown doesn't depend on a specific platform. Yes, we propose Stylo, but if one day you want to copy paste the content on Stylo to another platform, we can do it. So the document we write in Stylo can possibly survive after Stylo, we can say. Yes, so that's why we chose Markdown as the format of our text editor. Of course, there are formats that are much more precise, for example, LaTeX, etc. But we want to really stress the importance to a simple format that can be implemented in different way and and for different practices for scholars that are in humanities. I propose you to, if you are in the document, I propose you to click on the 5 minutes tutorial to Markdown, just to get familiar with it. We can do it together. And you can, in this time, I will show some tags, etc. But you can explore in your own as well, is following the tutorial. So exactly, this is italics and bold. The tag for italics is just this trait, and for example, this will be in italic. And bold for bold documents, we can just replace. We can just put 2 of this symbol here. Yes, and I didn't mention, but Markdown can also implement HTML elements. So if you are used to work with HTML, you can use it inside Markdown as well, and they work really well together. And this is why we can also say that Markdown is kind of suitable and also useful for the web. Okay, so let's get started with with Stylo, and hopefully you have already. I think you have already an account on Stylo, which is the first step. Once you enter in Stylo, you will see an interface, and that we can explore together. We can see right now. We will see how we will discover the version, the table of contents, the bibliography, the structuration of a bibliography that are implemented in Stylo, and metadata as well, the different sections. We can see. Normally, if it's your first time using Stylo, you have an article which is called how to, and it's the first article that automatically you have in your interface. And exactly, and then there's a preview in HTML, and we will see also the find and replace tool. What does it mean, and how we can use it inside Stylo. This is the little plan for right now. This is for like the first look of a Stylo platform. Is that this is the interface? Is that this is like a classic example, and there are a lot of documents. This is the formation, the presentation we are showing right now is made with Stylo, and we are presenting with Stylo preview. You can create an account, the account starting from the link, the Stylo link. So yeah, after it is very simple. It's just create an account and put username, email, password, and that's it. So this is the interface. We will in the presentation we mentioned the version, bibliography, etc., the how-to article. These are characteristic of an article in Stylo. To create an article, there's this black button here. Create an article. We can name it as we want. Create. And if we go to the Stylo, if we click on the Stylo, we will be able to open the article. There are already some text just to show how to use Markdown as well. Once again, and this is a classical Markdown document. There's a title level 2, because actually we are the title the title level 1, like the most important title, is in the metadata. It needs to be put in the metadata. So there's the space there to put the title, and here's at the left there's the space to put the subtitle, date, etc. A lot of metadata that you can choose. Of course, it's not mandatory. It's just up to you. There is more than you need for like precise defining an article or a document. If you go to journal mode, there are many more tags that you can You can put many more metadata, which are more adapted to scholar journals practices. And if you go to the raw mode, this is YML. This is the structure behind the metadata we have. Is that to show, once again, is to show how the representation of metadata in this case, or of text in general, is this representation depends on formats and structure, very precise structures, in this case, YML. And if we go to the left side, there's here the possibility of versioning or making different versions of the article. We will see this later, but this better later. But here is the possibility of creating a new version of the article. We can create major or minor versions. This is when this is for when we want to maintain and maintain the track of the history of changes we make in Stylo, even over time. Then there's the table of content, which is created manually, automatically. Sorry. For example, if here I add another title, the table of content will be up to date. And this is useful because we can just move. These are internal links, and they are useful for longer documents when we want to reach a specific part of our text without reading all the text. And here the possibility to manage the bibliography. So BibTeX. If we go here on raw BibTeX, we can put our BibTeX. And if not, we can, if we don't have a BibTeX file, we can also make the direct link with our Zotero platform, with Zotero libraries. And we will see in detail this functionality later. And then there's the space for statistics. Number of words, character, etc., which are important for people in humanities that write articles and presentation with limited amount of words. Okay, this button, this little eye here at the top, is the preview. The preview is in HTML. Right now we don't have many data, but for example, the presentation we were showing, this presentation that we are following is made in Stylo, and it's a preview of an article in Stylo. This can useful for like exactly presenting our information, or share this information with to other people without make them get in touch with the interface, the Markdown interface, etc. And there's also a possible link with Hypothesis, which is an annotation tool. We will see later why it could be a good idea to create discussions about one article or one document. Okay. And I forgot the find and replace tool, which is quite cool. Is the Monaco text editor inside Stylo. So there's the find and replace. There's a very useful find and replace tool. For example, if I say add here, add mine, clearly I can find and replace just one time, or I can find and replace all the occurrences in the document. And I can also, if you're used to using to use regular expression, we support that as well. Stylo supports that the use of regular expression as well. This is not very useful, but we will see later how to use this this functionality. Okay. Okay, right now back to the list. We have the first. We had a first look of an article on Stylo. Right now, back to the interface. We will discover document functionalities, article tags, documentation, because Stylo is well documented by by a lot of students that are working here at the chair on digital writings, and the document creation. We already saw the document creation, but here, if we go back to articles here, we will go back to the main interface on Stylo. And here is the button for create a new article. We saw that. And in this first space, tags, we can add our tags, multiple tags. For example, description, we can add a description, choose a color, and we will have create a tag. Once we create the tag, the possibility to tag new articles with this new tag will be automatically appear. For example, here in the test tree presentation, the test tree document we saw, we can see that there's the presentation button tag as well. There's the possibility to tag the article with the presentation tag. And for example, if we select this tag, we will see that a little color corresponding to the tag will appear on the left. And if we tag another article with the same tag, we will be able to select the article that have the same tags. For example, if I want to select all the tags that have all the articles that have the presentation tag, I can just check the presentation. Oh. Okay. For example, if I say dev sev, I have all my articles that are tagged in this way, etc. And for the documentation, you can click here. There's an old site on all website developed with 11t, which is very practical and all the things that you need to log in, to use Stylo functionalities in deep. And yes, yes, I forgot account settings. Here you will see in this space, you will see your username. You can click in your username and go to your to the space where there's your username and your email, and update your account information. For example, here you can make the link with your Zotero repository. And if we go back to articles, we'll be back in the main interface. Okay, let's get back to the presentation. Sorry. Right now, I want to propose you an exercise. If you didn't do it during my presentation, you can try to create an article and try to assign one or more tags just to experiment with it and open the document for editing. So I repeat for people who wasn't there, you can create an article here with this black button, and then you will directly we will be able to insert the title and select the tags, etc. Right now, since you you know how to write in Stylo and how to create an article, I propose you another exercise. The exercise consists on actually formatting a text. So there's a link here that you can follow, or maybe Jan can put it in the chat. This is a very a website very minimal, just to make you to make it easier for you to access the resources. I would ask you to open the first link that you see in the website, which is called the SP1524.txt, which is just plain text. This is what means plain text. This is why HTML and CSS are important for the web, because this is just plain text. And we will see, and I'll ask you to just Control A or Command A if you are on Mac, is to select the article, copy, then Control C, go back to the Stylo interface. Stylo interface to our test tree, or our test, or the article you just created. Here we can skip that and just Control V, sorry, to paste the text. So this text is actually in a website. Who follows an HTML structuration, and as we said, Markdown can be converted very easily in HTML, and this is the source. This is the article we are speaking about, yet talking about. It's structured in different paragraphs. There are citation tags. There's a quote, and there's a different titles, subtitles in this case, etc. Like the most important things are just a quote and a subtitle. And here I will ask you to exactly have a look and to the document online, to the article online, have a look to your basic TXT text in Stylo, and to reflect on how to structure it in Markdown, and also to reflect on how to put the title, the authors. I will say, as we said, the first title is on the metadata, so where we put it, and where we put the abstract, etc. And I would ask you to pay particular attention to the 7th paragraph, because it's a quote, and it's interesting to see. It's a new tag, so it's interesting. It will be interesting for you to see how to tag the quote paragraph, and to have a look at the intermediate titles, and how to end the footnotes. So we were saying, I will show you the main document here. What do we see? We see a title, and this is the main title, of course, of the document. In Stylo, the main title is, as we said, put in the metadata. In Stylo, the title is on metadata, so we will put it here. If there will be a subtitle, we will then put it there, and this here is it's still in French. Maybe it needs to be translated, but this is the place to put the resume, the abstract. I won't copy paste the entire abstract, just to be a bit faster, but you can put the abstract there. And for the quote, once we close it, for the quote, it was the 7th paragraph in the text. Okay, but for the quote, in the 7th paragraph, it's just like this, like as Jan showed. It's just this symbol here, and to make the quote work, we need to delete all the line breaks, etc. So we will do that. Okay, that's it. And if we go to the preview, we know that we put the information in the right place, because the title will appear, and then the abstract will appear here, and then the quote paragraph will be there. And then, okay, intermediate titles. We already speak about that. Let's have a look for an intermediate title in this document. Okay, for example, fluidity exchange is an intermediate title. So we can copy, just look for it. Fluidity exchange, okay. This is an intermediate title, so we just need to do that, the double hash and space after. And for footnotes, there are two ways to make footnotes in Markdown. There's the first kind of way, which is to put this series of symbols here, for example, 1, like this, and to put the exact same symbol somewhere else in the text. For example, at the bottom. Okay, this is the first example. And if we go to the preview, little refresh. This is the footnote description that we put there, and this is an internal link to the place where this note, where we put the footnote. Okay, this is our intermediate title, etc. So this is our exercise completed. Okay. The second way to make footnotes, it's just inline in the text. You can put this kind of tagging. For example, if you want to add a footnote in this at the end of the quote, for example, we can do that. Put it here, the symbol, this symbol, and then the text we want in the quote inside square brackets. In the quote, in the note, sorry. Okay. Here you can see that there's the internal link to the quote, to the footnote, and this is the footnote number. Text in the footnote. This is the footnote number 1, and in this preview and in Markdown in general, it's not important the number you put in the quote. In the footnote, for example, here we put the footnote description here is number 1, but it's not important. Markdown will range the order for us in our preview, so that means that we don't need to worry about the numbers inside our symbols. We just need to worry about that our symbols are correctly written, and that the correspondence between the footnote description and the footnote inside the text are consistent. For example, here there's this 1 symbol, so this means that in the footnote inline, the footnote tag inline text, this means that this footnote tag has to be 1. Even if in the Markdown is the second, in the entire document is the second footnote, so in the preview this will be tagged as true. I have put there a link to a complete documentation on the complete documentation on footnotes in Stylo for people who want to have a look and discover more about footnotes. And then the second part of the exercise is to start working with the BibTeX and bibliography structuring. There's a second file in the website. There is this file sp1524 that you can download. To download the file, you just have to click on the link, and the link to the download file is also there directly on the presentation. In the paragraph, add references after the paragraph about the footnotes. Once you have downloaded the file, you will have something like this. This is a BibTeX file. Okay, but I think we can start again, since it's just downloading the file, and then I will guide you through the association of this file with our article. It's quite simple. You just need to copy and paste the entire document. So you can, maybe to make it quicker, I will paste just the first references, but you can copy and paste all of it. Is just to make it quicker for the presentation. Once you will have copied the resources with Control C or Command C, you can go back in your Stylo interface, go to the bibliography window, and then click on Manage next to the bibliography inscription, and then you can go to Raw BibTeX, because here we have just BibTeX. We don't have an association with our Zotero account, etc., or our Zotero libraries, etc. So here we can just paste our sources and save here at the bottom of the page. Here, just save, and we see that the sources we put in the bibliography will appear in the bibliography section directly there. And how can we use these sources in the text? If you want to cite, for example, Sarah Ahmed, for example, let's pretend the quote. Where's the quote? That the quote is by Sarah Ahmed. If you don't want to put a footnote, but we want to structure the text with our BibTeX, with our resources directly in the text, we can go here in this little printer, click there, and then just Control V, just to paste as if we were pasting something, and the quote will appear there. This seems a strange format. This is just the BibTeX key. If we go back to the bibliography, to the raw BibTeX, we can notice that we just copied the key, the BibTeX key, which identifies the resource, and we put it in square brackets. This kind of tagging of formatting is important for our conversion. This is the tag, that kind of tag that uses Pandoc, which is the software we are using to do the conversion between Markdown and from Markdown to HTML and from Markdown to many other formats. And this is important to structure our text and to make a great correspondence between the citation there and the resources, the bibliographical resources at the end of the page. If we go on preview, for example, sorry, I think I have too many preview opened, but if we go to the preview, we can see that our BibTeX key has been well treated by our HTML presentation. Here we have an internal link between the citation and the bibliography here. A good practice in Markdown, this bibliography was generated automatically thanks to our raw BibTeX. And it's a good practice to write at the end of the document our Markdown documents, references or bibliography as a subtitle, for example, here. Just like that, because we know that the bibliography will be treated automatically by HTML, and this will allow us to separate the text from the bibliography. If we go back to the preview, we can see that our bibliography is more clean, for example. Okay. We can also access a Zotero collection. If you have a Zotero, this is not an obligation. We are not forcing you to use Zotero, but if you want and if you have a Zotero account already, you can connect your Zotero account with Stylo. For example, I will be just a little demo, and then you will be able to link your Zotero with your Zotero account with your Stylo account in another moment, maybe, if you don't, or maybe Jan can help you in the chat if you want to try it now. But if you go with the bibliography manage, I already have my Zotero account linked with my Stylo account, so I can go here and just import a collection from my account. Here I have automatically imported all my collections. For example, this article, there's this article there of Science Publique, which is our scholar journal. If you want to use this bibliography there that I have in my Zotero account, I can say replace bibliography with this account collection, and the raw BibTeX we have here will be overwritten with my bibliography on Zotero. Okay, the title. And we see there that the bibliography changed. And if we go to the raw BibTeX, the raw BibTeX is automatically updated through our connection with Zotero. So this is the new bibliography we used. Okay. Exactly, this is the suggestion to put a bibliography or references title at the end. And also in the preview, we can see that the bibliography is changed now. And of course, this the BibTeX key that we put in the previous exercise doesn't work anymore because we overwritten the bibliography. So of course the BibTeX key should be deleted or updated. And there's the new bibliography there. There's as for the BibTeX key, we just saw one way to cite. The simple one is the author date way. We can add a page, but for example, here I copied this Severin Barth citation. I put it at the beginning of the text just to make it easier. Okay, for example, here. This is just an author date style. It's based, the bibliography is based on a Chicago modified style, bibliographical style in our preview. But we will see that in our exports we can of course use different bibliographical styles. So this is the author date. If we want to add the page, we just have to write page and then the number of the page. And in the preview, it works like this. Voila. And you will see, I wrote p point the number of page. Since the bibliographical style of Chicago modified doesn't want us to put a p, the HTML conversion deletes automatically our p. And for example, if I already cited BART, etc., in my text, I just want to add the date in order not to repeat the name of the author too many times. I can do just a minus there, and this will display only the date here. But the internal link with the bibliography and the semantic value of the reference is maintained. Here, BART. Okay. And another last way, if we want to just put the date into brackets and the name of the author outside brackets, we can do that by deleting the square brackets out of our BibTeX key. Another functionality of Markdown that is implemented in Stylo preview is the images tag. The images need to be online somewhere, since Stylo is an online tool. You can put if you have some images that you have on your desktop on your laptop, and you want to put them on Stylo, you can do it by put these images online. For example, you can put them on GitHub if you are used to it, or imgur.com. It's another website when we can upload images, and or Nakala if you have an Humanium account. Humanium is our Stylo's partner since 2020. Or you can also search for some images online and just put the image inside the link inside the tag, the Markdown tag. Okay, but for example, if I want to take the logo, put the logo of our presentations in Stylo, I just need to add this tag at my presentation. This is description of some of the image in general, and here we can put the link like this. And there's also the possibility to write the same things in HTML. As we said, Markdown is a simplification, a simple layer of HTML. So if we want to be more precise and add, for example, an iframe, which means an add to add the possibility to interact a bit with the image, we can do that by writing the HTML version of iframe. We don't have a Markdown tag for iframe, just for the image, a simple image. With the HTML tag, we can be more precise and structure define the width and the height of the image, but most of the times, sometimes we don't need that, and we can just put the image and that's it. Okay, these are our other functionalities that can be added on Stylo. For example, we can specify if, for example, we have an article in French and we have just a sentence in English or vice versa. We can specify the change of the language. This will not be with the square brackets and then curly brackets. These won't have any visible effect on the preview, but will be treatable, can be treated by conversion schemas, and it will be integrated. This information will rest integrated in our Markdown structure, and so in the semantic structure of the document, and can be treated after the export from Markdown. We can add class. For example, in the document I'm showing, exactly. For example, in this document, these square blocks are made with the class, and that can be then treated as with the CSS at the beginning of your document, of your Markdown document. This is a more an advanced use, but is there, which corresponds to the HTML class. And here, just to mention again the possibility of version the document, to create different version and to compare different version. For example, here I can create a new version, for example, major version. Okay. And for example, I can add another modification. Maybe I can put it in bold, this phrase in bold, edit mode. Okay. Right now I can create a new version. Okay. Every time we close accidentally the interface, there's another version that is created automatically. This is to prevent any kind of data loss. And so we can compare the two versions we created. This one I can compare with the other and say what's different and see what's different. Is different just the bold, because it's the only thing we change. But this can be useful sometimes if we want to retrace some changes that we have done. Yeah, so every version has a unique identifier, as a preview. So every version, you can share every version that you have. Last thing is the export. If we go back to our document to the edit mode, which is the basic mode, if you want to export our work, we can go there in the little printer, export, and we can choose the format. There are a lot of formats. There's HTML, PDF, ODT, and XML, and others. For example, I will choose PDF. It's the easiest. And exactly, this is the default bibliographical style, but there are hundreds of them. There are the same amount of bibliographical style that there are in Zotero, if you are familiar with that. So you can choose a bibliographical style. Here you can see the preview of the formatting of the result of the bibliographical style, and you can choose if you want a table of content or not. Oh, okay. Sorry, we have a little bug, but normally it works. It works like every time, and I don't know what happened, but normally after this you have your PDF document. I'm so sorry that didn't work this time, and yeah, we have as I said, the Stylo is a research project, so normally works, and but today didn't, and we will work on that. If since I have 5 more minutes, I can present like more advanced possibility.
So this is a letter I wrote for the position of research assistant. You can see I used, well, let me zoom in a bit so that you can see better. So you can see I used some HTML language to do stuff that is not usually supported by Markdown. So I use break lines of 2 different kinds. I use different types of styles. And here we go for an export. I want a PDF. Doesn't really matter what bibliographical style I use because it's a letter, it doesn't have any source, and I do not want a table of content. And now, can you see this just appear right there? The file that I just downloaded, which is a zip file?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see if it works. Can you see the small window I just popped inside in front of it? Yes, perfect.
Yes.
It will always give you everything that you produce so that you can reuse it any way you want. So we don't just give you the PDF. We give you the PDF, but we give you the the BibTeX file. So if you want to share it with people, you can. The Markdown file, if you want to have a copy of it for yourself, and the YAML so that you can change it as you want in any further share that you want to do of the file. And then you have, of course, your PDF that should come up in a second because it's a zip, so it will take a tiny bit longer. Here it comes. Here it is. And if you need to do something that's very precise in terms of how it will look like, for instance, this is a letter. I don't want to have a title. I don't want to have my name. I don't want any of that. This is a default for Stylo, but I can, if I wish to have something very very specific in what it looks like, I can do a LaTeX conversion instead and move things into LaTeX by myself because I know how to do it. Or I can go back to doc or to ODT and do fine tuning for something that needs to look a very specific way. Of course, that makes the thing slightly longer, but writing in Markdown when it comes time to write specifically academic text is so much easier that I really don't mind the conversion because and we've seen it not some moment ago, but when you want to add myself a few lines, but it's very easy to get all of my sources, and they will convert into the right bibliographical style by themselves, which is such a boon. It's very much a time saver.
Just to answer to the first question, Stylo is only online for now. There's a API if you are used to that. If you are interested on that, there's a GraphQL API that allows you to scrape information and articles and put it offline or on other websites, but it's kind of an advanced usage, and it's outside Stylo. It's how to use Stylo outside the interface, but the interface is online only.
We have HTML, LaTeX, PDF, ODT, which is docx, but that won't change when Microsoft decide to change it. docx, ACML. We have XML-TI, which is used by archivists, archives and such. XML Érudit, which is a French publishing format. Julia would know way more about that than I do. And another version of TIE that's used by Meetup, which is another publishing protocol, French publishing protocol.
Yeah, exactly. This is just the XML Érudit and XML Meetup are just very specific formats for some of our partners. And Erudit, it's based on in Montreal, is just a huge platform and system to be online and to register data online.
Oh, yes.
And
like DOIs, digital object identifiers, or is it?
It's just for scientific journals, scholar journals,
Right.
and it's more specific as a service. But
Okay.
and the giant list we are running through right now on my screen, if you can see it, is all of the different bibliographical styles that we have. We have, I think, more than 100 at this point for any specific journal you might want to apply to, but we also have the general ones such as APA, MLA, and such.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that the documentation, once you have logged in your Stylo interface, the documentation is very precise and covers almost any aspect of Stylo. We are just working on the documentation of the API. We take a little more time, but the rest is there and ready for use with the captures, screenshots, etc. So I hope it's clear.